Well, we'd better get on with this thing, hadn't we? No good sitting around. That's what I say. Times are wasting. Sunday nights are nighting. Got to get on with all the things, all the synthesizer things, all the stuff we've got. So good evening. Good evening. I'm Robin, and welcome to a Molten Chat. What do we call it these days? I don't know. It feels like an age since we've done one of these. I've kind of lost track. I had to re-log into everything in order to make all the stuff work. You know, all that kind of thing that makes you feel like you've been away, which I guess we have. But here we are back together. If you've not been here before, you're very, very welcome. This is number 61, which means I've been doing this a fair while. I mean, that's 5 years, is it? If I do one of these a month, I don't think that's entirely true. That can't quite be right. But hey, I was talking about our anniversary, and 10 years of doing this is about to come. It's coming in October, so that's quite exciting. So maybe I've been doing this for that long. Yeah, who knows? Anyway, let's not dwell on that. What we shall dwell on is just to say, hey, you're very, very welcome to be here. The plan for this evening is to chat a bit about synths and bits and music technology and the industry and stuff. Anything that anybody wants to bring up, I'll quite happily jump on and talk about, because I have an opinion on everything. It's just one of those things. And failing all of that, I do have various things I would like to have a poke around at, and you're very welcome to join me in that. Oh, excuse me, I've just opened my beer and that's already repeating on me. So this evening's beer is, we're back to Green King again, because they're on special at the moment at Tesco's, because no one's probably buying them, I guess, which is an East Anglican beer. I incorrectly said it was a Norfolk beer last time I had it here, which it isn't. It's a Suffolk beer, but you know, nobody knows where Suffolk is, so it may as well be Norfolk. So Flint Eye, in your eye, it's going down quite nicely. Thank you very much. I don't have anywhere to put it. That's anything at the moment. And I know people get very scared because I'm likely to knock things over. Let's put it there. Place of least danger. So good evening, people in the chat. It's good to see you. Gosh, you're already chatting away in a chatty way that you do, and which is beautiful. Hi Ken, hi Andrew, first in as always. Good for you. Steve, Corey, Grant, good evening. Stefan, another culture, has dropped in to say hi. Tempera de Boto from Los Angeles. Well, good lord, you must just be up, I suspect. So over your breakfast yoga, that's nice to have you here. Inky to Cat, hi, how you doing? Hey Paulie, good to see you. Nice. Neil Cornish, Path Lake, hello. Anybody out there in Twitch land, that could be exciting, or Facebook, you're very welcome to contribute to the chat. The chat is mostly going on in YouTube, to be fair. That seems to just be where I penetrate the most. This whole restreaming to every platform that ever was is, oh, I don't know. I mean, I subscribed for a year, so I'm just going to do it until the subscription comes around again, and then I'll probably just pack it in and just concentrate on YouTube, whereas where everyone basically seems to be. There is some value in pushing a Twitch angle or somewhere a bit more unusual in order to build a following there, but you know, ultimately I'm after an easy life, and YouTube seems to be that one while it still exists. Oh, the Body Electric, hi, how you doing? Neil Tanuki, NTO Steve, another Steve, hey. Manic Modular, I have some of my tea in my teeth. I need to take another thing. So this evening, as I say, we can chat about things, but there's also a few things I'd like to play with. Now, I do have my overhead camera sort of working. I'm not quite sure what's the best way to direct you to things. I'll have to make that up as we go. I might fiddle with my main camera, but that does mean I have other things in the way. Maybe you don't really have to see. I don't know. Anyway, so you may have heard the quick demo I did on... excuse me one thing. Something that's just not going away. That's better. You may have seen the little video I did on the Endless processor. which I had the Pianophonic going through that, and the Night Rider from RYK over here. Why is that in such terrible, terrible loop? This was, what was this? Signal in. Okay, stick that in there. So that was quite fun. I might have another look at that and try to explain things, what I've discovered so far, which isn't a whole lot. That's a very short cable. Oops. That's a problem. Everything's a problem. Let's try to hook that up there. Brilliant. Did you see on Sonic State how you got Div Kid and Mylar Melodies talking about their new studios that they're building, and all the lovely cranes and bits of stuff all properly set out. There was this wonderful thing that Alex was talking about, that Mylar Melodies is talking about the gift of being organised and having everything ready just to go as soon as creativity strikes, which is a beautiful, beautiful ideal. It's not something that I can ever, I can't identify with what that must feel like. I have no experience of what that may be. But I guess it's that feeling you get just for a few moments after you've hoovered, after you've rearranged the pillows in the living room, or just done a whole load of washing up. There's moments there where you think that your life has become something glorious, and then it's on with the next thing. So maybe that's what they're talking about. But I think my response to that is purely that if I have to get my shit together in order to make music, then I'm never going to make it. It's never going to happen. And I'm all about not putting barriers in the way. It's like there's a whole dynamic of being your best self at all times and striving to be that. At the same time, the other balance of that is just getting on with it and accepting who you are and what you're doing, And I feel both those things. I feel those things are constantly in an uneasy tension, but they exist. They exist dually inside of me. These two aspirations, or these two ideas of being the best that I can be, and also just being enough, just putting up with enough. Because I know that if I focus on one side, if I focus on the idea of being all of what I can be, I'm never going to attain that. It's always going to be a constant climb up a hill, a constant a pursuit of something that's not really attainable. Whereas being the crappy myself over here, I can attain that, and I can do that, move past it, and then make some music without having to worry about how great I am, or how good I'm feeling, or how awesome my life is, or how organised everything is, So I think that's how I view those things, which is interestingly philosophic in this start of the evening, and I haven't even got into me beer yet. Other things we have to play with: the Sebsongs Poly SEQ. I did a video on that, as well as did the build video, which also resulted in a bit of a demo, and that is interesting. It is pretty much what I thought it was, and that's very exciting to me, because I saw it and I thought, yes, that's something that I need, and I think I was right. And that's very exciting, so it doesn't always happen. Sometimes you pick up a module and you go, no, it's not really anything that I thought it was. So that's great. Something else, the 3-body down here from Slappy Engineering. Now, they gave me a shout last week saying, how you getting on with the 3-body, man? And I went, oh, golly, has it been 6 months? Because they sent it out in March or something to me, and it's like, oh, flip. I mean, I've turned it on a couple of times, but it's turned on right here. And I have played with it a couple of times. But, so it just maybe check that people are listening. Not listening, that you can hear me all right. Always better check every now and again if someone's going, hey, he's talking, but we can't hear anything. Yeah, anyway. So I've got the 3-body, so I might plug that in a minute. Although, I mean, there's so many sockets on it. Where are you supposed to start? I don't know. I don't know. So the 3-body to play with. Got the Pianophonic from Modular. I've got some nice man lent me this Making Sound Machines Strolpabeats, which I've been very interested in for a long time. And it's just a beautiful bunch of LEDs. I mean, if nothing else, just those LEDs are just, I see I can't make the move now. And the fact that it comes up in numbers on it as well. Oh, it's just such a lovely interface. But I've no idea what it's supposed to be doing. Oh, look, that moved something. That moved something. So yeah, I might have a bit of a play with that. We shall see. Are there any more? Well, the RYK Knight Rider, of course, which is, I mean, flipping Jake at RYK, his design aesthetic is just off the charts. There's nothing quite like it, and this is brilliant. I mean, it's simply a bunch of it's 4 filters essentially, 4 bandpass filters, but just beautifully done, beautifully presented. What a piece of work! That is just lovely. So I've had some fun playing with that too. So that's the general idea, that sort of stuff. I've also got the Synth Pro X expanded XT Pro to have a play with potentially. Anything else that springs to mind? Oh, who knows? We'll find stuff. We'll find stuff. But for the moment, any desperate questions in there in the old chat? Let me just step back a little bit just in case. Hey, Culture of Ghosts. Good to see you. Hope you can hear me okay. Everything seems to be working over there as far as I can see. That's horrible. See, when I lean forward to look down at the chat, which I've got on my laptop here, you can see my emerging bald spot. See, that's just what I need in order to maintain my sense of ego and sense of worth in this world. That's fantastic. So, that's lovely. Ken's got his old peculiar out. Yeah, as always. Tea, Debbie? Are you sure? Well, that's an interesting name. I've no idea how to pronounce that. But you're watching my series of Modular for Beginners and learning a lot. Great! Getting inspired. Excellent. That's good to hear, whatever your name is over there in somewhere land. That's extraordinary. I'm so glad that these things are helping you out. I feel that over the summer, I mean, I've talked about this a few times before in that things have been very busy and busy doing the stuff that makes the money as opposed to doing the stuff which I necessarily love and enjoy, which is the making of videos. And so it's been a little bit light on the video content. This month I was able to put out 3 DIY videos, but primarily because they're just the easiest to make. It doesn't require any forethought, doesn't require any research, doesn't require me learning anything. I just open the kit and get on with it. It's quite a bit of editing afterwards, but strangely I enjoy editing. I really like it. I love putting these little videos together. I love it's very, very narcissistic in that I'm sitting there essentially alone with myself, editing myself, listening to myself do a thing and enjoying myself doing that thing and editing it down and listening to it. And it's quite odd, but I like that. So anyway, I've been doing, so I did 3 DIY videos, which were great. And as I say, they didn't require anything other than me just going through the kit and filming it and editing it. So to do more interesting videos, more interesting content, like reviews, like more tutorial based stuff, educational stuff, things that might be helpful, or thoughts or themes or things like that, that's something that requires an awful lot more effort. However, on Wednesday the kids go back to school, right? And on Wednesday, not quite Wednesday, maybe Thursday, I get the house to myself again, and that means anything could happen. It means I could actually spend the whole day until they're back at like 3:30, 4 o'clock doing stuff, and that would be amazing. So as ever, I have plenty of plans for plenty more content, lots of good stuff coming, and some good reviews as well. I mean, there's a few things that I've had for far too long that I need to tackle, like the Eventide Misha I've got over there, for instance. I've hardly touched it, but I think those are things which will be interesting to have a go of. And certainly, I mean, as of the moment, the Endless Processor does seem really, really interesting, as does the RYK. And I've got to do both of those for Sound on Sound magazine. So those are the 2 things I'll be focusing on next, writing reviews on those. So there's a lot of good stuff in here, a lot of good stuff. The Pianophonic is different to what I thought it was already, and that was nice. Oh look, it's going. to go down that rabbit hole quite just yet. But yes, interesting things to play with. Interesting things to play with. I'll get to that in a minute, I think. So how are we all doing anyway? What do you want to talk about? What questions have you got? Village Green sound system, good to see you. Fabian, hi from Switzerland. How lovely. How is the Endless processor, says Calver Hall. It's nice. I haven't opened the... Did it come with a manual? I haven't opened the manual yet as such. I've just been fiddling with it. But I've discovered things. There's things I don't know yet. I don't know what this memory knob does. I should probably go and have a look. But the capturing stuff seems relatively straightforward. The layering of stuff seems quite straightforward, and clearing. So I managed to get that far. I can layer things, I can capture things, I can clear things. I mean, that's pretty cool. And it does seem to do what you think it does. It sort of captures a note, something that's going through it, although I'm not entirely sure at what point it's capturing. There seems to be a bit of a lag. So it's obviously evidently sampling stuff into itself and then filling a buffer and then going, oh, right, about here. So it does do, I mean, I kind of, if you imagine, if you think to yourself, what does it do? What does it do? Does it capture like a note and then just hold it indefinitely? Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it does. So you put a sequence to it, for instance, and you tap the button and it grabs a note and leaves that as a drone while the rest of it is going through. It's really interesting. I've already sort of modded it a little bit in that you're supposed to run the sequence through it, I suppose, but I'm finding that I seem to be in the place now where I'm routing a sequence to it, but I'm not listening to that. I've actually malted it, sort of split it, so I'm listening to one side, and that way I can affect the melody, the series of notes differently to the drone, because I want to use the drone and then affect that with either delay or reverb or cutting it about or filtering it that I don't necessarily want to do to the melody that's running through it. Does that make any sense? And you can do that because you can turn down the monitoring without turning down the input, which is the key element, I suppose. But I'm kind of like, at the moment, my exploration of it is saying this is really, really desperately cool, but it does only seem to do the one thing when it does it twice, because there seems to be two channels that I haven't quite looked into yet. So is it just doing one thing, or is there more to it? And until I've really delved into the manual, I can't really say whether it is or not. So that's a bit of an exciting thing to explore, and I'm well up for exploring that. But it feels very much like one of those modules which is just going to stay around. It's going to stick around because it's a beautifully ambient thing just to be able to grab a note like that and have that carry on. That's really quite special. And I've heard some demos as well where it does other things too that I haven't quite got my head around. But I guess it's kind of like clouds or something like that that ends up being granular, and you're granulizing stuff. I've never really gelled with granular. It's not thrilled me. I sometimes find it interesting, but the bit I find interesting about it is kind of what this does. Does that make sense? So rather than farting around and struggling for hours trying to get something out of clouds that I actually like, this seems to do that, like straight away. I've received 100 messages today. Good Lord, you are chatting to yourselves. Do 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 do. Manic Modular says they've got a stack of modules that don't do anything like what they saw in various YouTube videos. Yes, so the key to sounding like a YouTube video is a huge reverb. Huge reverb. Hide it away somewhere. It will probably be that Empress thing or a Strymon. I mean, I'm actually using an IK Multimedia one because I'm a cheapskate, and they're the only people who have ever sent me anything in the effects. That's not strictly true. I do have a microcosm, but nobody knows how to use that. So that's sort of a separate thing. But whacking on a great big reverb is always the way. You know, a delay maybe, and then you're in Instagram, YouTube heaven really once you've got those two things going. You know, as I can show you. Look. Which delay am I using? Let me know. This one. And then I've got my reverb full up over here. See what I could do? I could then grab a bit with the endless and see if that is going to work just right now. See, it grabbed that. Can you still hear that? So that is now grabbed by endless, just a drone. And this is all running through the Night Rider, so everything is a bit bandpassy, filtered-y kind of thing at the moment. Like so. So that might be why it sounds a little middly. So I've got this drone going on, then I could bring that melody back in. So I'll take the drone back out. Do is just clear that, I think. Clear it. There we go. Let's grab another one. Any old place. I mean, it may be that I was supposed to hold the button. I don't know. I just press the button and it seems to then grab something. If I use memory, doesn't seem to do anything yet. Maybe it needs to have a more changeable piece of audio. I don't know at this stage. But I can go to another layer. Grab another bit. Now it might be the same note, it might be something else. Again, I need to experiment and work that out. That didn't seem particularly awesome. But wait, maybe I can force this a bit by taking off the arpeggiation. See, it's nice. Then what I could do is play a note. I could try that one. And there it is, yeah, got it? Now I blew it because I went over the top of one to another. So we go back down here. I don't know what I'm doing now. That's That's better. Go back up to his second one. So I don't really know when it's capturing it. But you see I've now got both of those notes. Bypass the filter for a potentially go in and clear one. It just leaves that higher note. Clear that. That's the basic endless idea, I think. I believe there's more to it, but that's the basic idea. And I guess it's about trying to use the right source material running through it. I mean, I've heard people use voices, guitar, that kind of thing. That could be interesting. So far, I've just played with a couple of oscillators and the piano thing. And yeah, I mean, could be fascinating. Could be fascinating for building up backgrounds to things. It could just be interesting in having something, then grabbing it and just morphing into that drone for a bit and then morphing back out again. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, my chat thing here is way behind, so I'm sorry about that. Let me just try to catch up a second. Lovely piano sounds. Yeah, interesting. I mean, it's got 16, I think. It's a little bit big. Maybe I need to bring that down a little bit. Or it's a little bit lost in reverb. Something. I'm getting a little bit of resonance. He's also going through the White Rabbit, just for that delay. So let's go back to standard. But yeah, if we're talking about the piano phonic, maybe I could bring this down, right? And then you could perhaps see a little bit better what I'm doing. Maybe that's a good thing. Can I bring that down there? Bring that back. Oh, sorry, you're looking at my armpit. That's just so lovely. Let's have a look at this piano tech. Piano phonic thing for the moment. Piano phonic is there. Now I've got another screen I could bring up which will do this, I think. Woo! Look at that. Look at me zooming into the corner. Can you see that all right? So this is the piano phonic from Modular. It's their latest module. It's really a wavetable module. Let me bring this microphone in so you can still hear me all right. But they've decided to make it just all about piano rather than generally a wavetable thing. But you can stick your own wavetables in and load those up. It mirrors a lot of the polycinematic in some of the knobs and bits and pieces. In fact, it's more or less the same layout now that I come to think about it. But there's lots of things in here I don't yet understand. when you've got this forward reverse business going on. Too much release going on. You can increase the hammer. Or take that out so it's more paddy. You've got the, I mean, that's essentially attack, I suppose, isn't it? So it's going from hammer to then attack. Yeah, that makes sense. Then you've got decay, which you can feel is sort of stretching out the wavetables a bit, and then release. Which is pretty good, pretty good. You've got, so this forward reverse is the start point, I think, of the waveform. Morph speed, I've no idea what that's about. It's certainly something. You've got a filter, which is high pass to low pass. Got a reverb. And pitch control, and then you've got unison mode, fifths, and then a sub. And then you've got 16 types. So every time you move, it then loads up a little bit. It's not a smooth transition. I'm not sure that I'm making this sound very good. I think I'm going through... I mean, the White Rabbit, I think, is making everything sound a bit kind of crunchy. I wonder if I can... Maybe I should bypass that. Just give us a second. Just then turn that down. I got a bit of a crappy line somewhere. I'm sorry about that. There's definitely something, isn't there? In the background. Anyway, that's the basic idea. I don't want to spend all evening on that, but that's a pianophonic, which is interesting, and I'm definitely going to be exploring that one in a lot more depth as we go. Yeah, I mean, the idea with the polycinematic is that it's very much a synthesizer-based, virtual analog kind of feel. What you've got in the pianophonic is wavetables, and editable wavetables too. You can stick your own samples in there and pull out wavetables through some app thing, if anyone could be bothered. Then that's a thing that you can do. Hi James, thanks for the comment. That's nice. Andrew, are you saying Bristronica is next weekend? Pretty sure it isn't. Pretty sure it's the end of the month. I hope it's the end of the month, otherwise I've got everything wrong. Everything wrong. No, I've never tried the Tasty Chips GR1. Sounds not great for you, NTO Steve. Let me just see. I don't know. I don't know if I can fix that from where I am. I mean, if I'm too loud, I should be able to see that. 1 second. I mean, the microphone isn't going through anything other than itself, so that shouldn't sound muddy. Other things in here, though, that's anything can happen with that. I'll try to put something else through a bit more sensibly. That's perhaps not the piano phonic, because I don't really understand that. See, I don't like the weight of that hanging on there. Take that out for the minute. It's a problem with putting big, thick cables in the stuff. It just starts to weigh on the front panel. And I will go back to this thing here. So while I'm just scrolling back through the chat, what would anybody like for me to play with next? Hey Jay, nothing over on Twitch. Well done. You are fabulous. Yeah, Strolpabeats. Yes, I think I might give that one a go next. Because I've only plugged it in and enjoyed looking at the LEDs. I haven't actually done anything with it as yet. So maybe that would be a good thing to look at. I wonder if it needs anything. Probably. Does it have a play button? No. So it's probably going to need a clock, I suspect. Let's see what I can make happen in a moment. Suppose it's going to need some kind of sound source. See, I've got the mod bap Trinity sitting there staring at me. I've had that quite a while. They sent it to me to do a video review, and I've had difficulty because not that I don't like it, is that it hasn't resonated with me, and I find it difficult to do videos on modules that I can't seem to find a way into. Do you know what I mean? It feels like every time I start it up, I'm fighting with it again, and so it's going to take a bit of a concerted effort from my point of view to find a way into it so I can start talking about it and talking interesting stuff about it. But we could give it a go now. I mean, I've got a whole load of stuff I could use. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? I mean, that's a good starting point, isn't it? And then you can experience my frustration. But let's just get to the bottom a little bit. Yeah, Red Rectangle's not a fan of the Nobula. That's all right. I mean, it's a polyphonic wavetable synthesizer within your Eurorack. I mean, I guess that's the thing that's going for it. Yeah. What does it do? Strolpabeats. Yeah, let's find out, shall we? Let's find out. Uno. All right, Ken, I'll get to that if I can. Have I gotten any interesting new drum modules recently? No, I have not. I would like some because it's not something that I've sorted out. I mean, I'm still often using the drums. Oh, that is working. From Erica Synths. Bless it. With its two sounds. I tend to drop back to that. I've really enjoyed the Mandrake from Maelstrom. That's been fantastic as a kick drum. I have previously been using the Kickane from Poly but it's kind of a really good module if you want to use that kick. But if you fancy using something else, it then kind of gets in the way. So I don't know about that. It just depends on what I'm trying to do. But I've enjoyed the Maelstrom Mandrake immensely. I don't have anything particularly for hi-hats at the minute. Again, I would tend to drop back to the Erica Synth drums, or I might possibly try the Trinity. I could always get something crazy like the Basimilus out, but then that would be mad. That's what I have in here. But I still haven't solved the drum conundrum in my system yet. I mean, even with my microgrids here, that was working really well with at last year's Synth East. I had that working. That seemed to be a positive thing, but I can't always get it to work right. So, oh, I don't know. I'm trying. So I'm still in a tears, I think, over drum modules, and I would like to get that sorted out at some point soon. So maybe I need to persevere with the Trinity. Maybe that is the answer, and I need to go with that. It's warm in here. 6 crates of Tenants. Good Lord. Has its own internal clock. What does? This thing? Well, then you'd imagine there'd be some kind of play button. Oh, hang on. Hey, look at that. Oh, yeah, see, it's hidden away under a knob. Awesome. Hidden away under a knob. There it goes. It's just going crazy. Well, I should probably patch that to things. Now, I've got that pretty lined up on here. Let's get my motion meter out of the way. And then you'll be able to see that, I think, if I just go for the overhead. Go for the overhead like that. Is that going to... No, I can get away with that, just so you can see the side of my head all at the same time. Yeah, I have an Erica Synth bass drum actually, which is pretty good. I found that I enjoyed the Mandrake more, funnily enough. But there we go, horses for courses. Okay, I got to the bottom. So if I've ignored your your question, you're going to have to ask it again, or keep asking it. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Yeah, you do your thing. Let me see if I can patch in the Strolpabeats then. So, I'm going to take a mix out from the Trinity, and I'm going to stick that... Well, let me stick it into Veils for the minute. Okay, that's a thing going. Then I can take that output, which I've just killed, there. Oh yeah, that's going through. Did you get that all right? All right then, let's just calm things down a little bit. See if I can get that up to a sensible level. You don't need a sequencer really. So that is all that reverb, isn't it? Let me take that down. That's better. Okay, good. I've just removed the Magic IK reverb, which is drowning the mixer over there, and I think that's what's giving me all that background That could be the mugginess sorted. So stop talking quite so much about nonsense. Take the kick out of there. Seeing that all right over there? All right, so yeah, stick that into this first one here. So that's a good start. Let's take the snare, plug that into channel 2. Now you can't see the Trinity over here. Let me pull back a little bit. Would you tell me if you prefer to see both of them or just the Strolpabeats? Well, that's great. That's plenty. Thank you very much. That's lovely. What a lovely little groove that has going on there. That's fantastic. Let's find another loose cable. Take a hi-hat. Stick that into here. That's a little bit too tight. That's a bit too tight. I need some longer cables. Well, let's go into there instead. Let's take that, which is I don't need a bloody longer cable. That's going to there, that's going to there, that's going to there. It's just not working. Let's bring that into here. Let's take the sync out, stick that into there. No, not having any of that. No, not having that. Bear with me, I'm just trying to set up like a bit of a something to go along with it, basically. Alright, so let's focus on the Strolpabeats for the moment. Oh, Exorb, thanks, mate. That's very kind. Hi, Digital Crickets. Good to see you, Johnny. Hi. Anyway, what was I doing? Talk about this. Is that up? That's up. You can see that. Okay. Let's try and move some of these cables out of the way, which is not going to help. What's that big pink one? Right, okay. So I don't have any clue what you've got. You've got a load of stuff though. So let's just concentrate on the hi-hat for a minute. So I've got a hi-hat knob here, and I've got here this band here is labelled kick, this is snare, and this is hi-hat and percussion. So I'm assuming that I'm following this rhythm or something that's there. So if I turn the hi-hat one, that's going to change. So it seems to be that top line seems to be what it's all about. It's doing threes, then every other one. There's a swing though, there's a definite swing in here, which is nothing to do with me. And there's a shuffle. That's now gone. Okay, I've reached the end of that, so we can wind it back the other way. Alright, let's keep that on the money. Put this kick back in. Okay, so the kick seems to be following this entire 32, 8, 4, 8, 16, whatever, however many that is. Shuffle. It's interesting. Anyway, so kick. That's a bit more on the money there. Look. Wow, that shuffle is really shuffly. Nice. It's very nice. Oh, it mutes. Press to mute. So I'm really not feeling the vibe. So what I want to do, I'm going to take the kick. Just going to molt. Ooh, that's not very plugged in, is it? Going to molt that. Here it is. I think, what am I trying to do? What am I trying to achieve? If I... That's not really what I mean. So I want to kick into the gate. Come on, brain. What am I trying to achieve? Okay, hi-hat 2's the one underneath. Sorry, I'm in the wrong key for myself, if that makes sense. So you know what I said about the Trinity, right? I take it all back. That's endless again. Just being its interesting self. Well, that was interesting. So yeah, Trinity, as I say, usually when I turn it on, I don't, what am I doing? But I think a lot of that comes down to what I'm feeding it ultimately. And the Strolpabeats right there is the grooviest thing I've heard in ages. It just generated. I mean, the shuffle's a little bit weird. It might be a bit too much shuffle for me. But just the patterns and the beats that are already in there that you can dial in are really quite lovely. I can absolutely see that as being part of a performance with no bother at all. In some ways I wish it was half the width, because this stuff over here I like, this stuff I'm not sure about yet. Not sure about that stuff over here, but this half, fantastic. And it just sort of is using up a lot of space. I don't know whether it's going to fit in, because my plan is, because there's an EMOM this coming Thursday, Flip, in Norwich, that I'm trying to get to, because I haven't been to one since since March. I haven't managed to get to one because I haven't had a performable rig. And part of that is because Thursday night, sadly, is a night that all my kids are doing something and I have to take them to. So my plan has been to get down to a single case. If I can get down to a single case, probably not seeing me very well, if I can get down to a single case, then I can put that in a bag, put it on my back and go to an EMOM on my motorbike. So my wife will have to do all the driving of the kids and I can take my bike with my modular and go and perform. And I want to do that generally. I want to get out on my bike with this on my back, with a battery, say, go out and play in a park or play in the woods or something and record it. That's ultimately where I'm trying to get to. And the first stage of that is getting a single case down to have enough in it that I can actually make some interesting music. I mean, what I've just done is on the Strolpabeats, the Trinity, you know, those two things, that's all right, they're livable, and there's plenty of tweak in Trinity, plenty of tweak. Then the Pianophonic, these two things here, I could get the endless there, so that's essentially a row, that's one row, and that's a bass line, an interesting piano, and some beats. But is that enough? Am I going to be doing the same thing all over again? So yeah, I'm going to need the bass line here, I'm going to need that, and its filter, and then that delay. Then I'm going to need the envelope, I'm going to need the VCAs. So I've almost filled my second row. See, you use it up so damn quick. So damn quick. Don't know, it takes some thought, doesn't it? But that Strolpabeats, that was fantastic. Like I say, I kind of need half a one. I really feel that it's taken up a lot of space because it's doing, I've got 4 tracks I'm not really using. Would I use it? Would I use those extra bits? I don't know. I mean, three is enough. 4 is plenty, really. Within my size of Eurorack, I don't really want more than that unless I'm using them for other things. I'm going to start using it as gating, which is what I was kind of trying to do with the sequencer, and then got myself in a bit of a knot. But I think that was working because I was mirroring the kick to running the filter, and that felt really good. That felt really nice. So, that's got me thinking. Now, where's time? Time. Okay, we've got time. You should attach a speaker and entertain a populace with some Doppler shift as you zoom by. Yeah, maybe. Or trombone, maybe. I have trouble doing an EMOM with less than 2 cases and a KeyStep Pro. Yeah, I mean, it's only 15 minutes, you see. That's the thing. So in 15 minutes, my theory is that you can do one thing. You know, you don't have to have 5 songs. You could, some people do, but I don't have to have that much variation. You know, I can spend 5 minutes fiddling with something which is building up. I could do a good 7 minutes of techno and then another 5 minutes of it cooling down, you know. That's completely possible within a single patch, in a single case, I think. But there's bravery involved and also making decisions, which is not my best thing. So I don't know. I'm going to be thinking on that a lot, I think. Do I have room for a disting? Ken! Can I just take the machiner? Yeah, no, my machiner doesn't work. It got bricked because it's not. I don't have an Apple basically, and I can't solve it because I don't have an Apple. So machiner's useless to me, unfortunately. And what would be the fun in that? You know, I want the danger. I want the danger and the glamour of the modular. You know, people think you're sexy with this. With a machiner, no. People think you're a DJ, and you know, people just sleep with DJs and then don't call them. So yeah, that's not what I want really. I want adoration and ultimately long-term relationships with people, like cups of tea and stuff, not fly-by-night, one-night stands. What am I talking about? I don't know. I really don't know. Are you still going on about the €500 for the pianophonic? So the pianophonic was actually going through the Vino Echo. That was causing some of that strange modulation you were hearing. Yeah, no, it's what, you know, whatever persuasion you are, the opposite persuasion desperately wants you to be playing with Eurorack. It's just the facts. It's the facts of things. Right. Now, I said that I would play with the 3-body. What camera are we on at the moment? So can I get that into shot? Let me fiddle with that a little bit. It's there. Don't know if I can get over to it. Let's see what that does. Not going to droop. Let's get a bit closer. Right. So this thing. So it's a what? It's a 3 oscillator thingy. Can't have this thing is not screwed in even. So what I'm going to want to do, I'm going to want, I don't really know, this is the problem. So why don't I put 4 channels through my 4 waveforms through my motion meter and see if that's remotely helpful. So you've got, I mean, there's so much going on, but my assumption is that I've got 1, 2, 3 lots of stuff at the bottom. So if I take out a good old-fashioned sawtooth into there, where's that coming from? Coming from there, and take that out there. There you go. Ooh, that went weird already. Okay, okay. Okay, it's going to be bad. It's taking a sawtooth out of there, sawtooth out of here. Nothing out of that one. Yes, oh yes. Sawtooth out of there. See, people are going to say that I probably need to look at what I'm doing a little bit. And you're probably going to be right. Okay, I've got a couple. Alright, I'm going to stand up for this for a second. Can you still hear me? I'm going to put my mic about there somewhere. Oh, I don't know why it does that. Okay, FM in. Ah! I wonder if there's a way of turning everything off. It might be a bit loud. Yes, yes, yes. Up here. Right. No, had another idea. Longer one. So maybe I can get this going all through the same thing at the same time with the beat coming in. I mean, that might be exciting. Hang on. Stand by your beds. Signal out. Put that in here. Then that should all be going through there. Then I can take my out, which is going into where exactly? No, not into there. This is bizarre. I seem to have lost all sense of sound of anything coming out of this other than craziness. So what's that about? The red lights makes it look like it's found its way to somewhere weird. I don't know how to get back out of it. That switch. Okay. We're bringing it back. Yeah. So what was that all about then? What the heck? What on earth? Oh my goodness. Flipping heck. So yeah, so that's the 3 body from Slappy Engineering. That's the first time I've actually got anything out of it. I mean, spent some time with it. You know, I've poked at it before and gone, no, I don't know, I moved on to something else. So it was good to sit down with it, stand down with it, and actually work a few things through it. It got weird. Okay, I think I made a discovery, which is that you've got kind of this high/mult and low/division bit on the range switch, which is slightly cryptic, but I think it meant that in high you could hear it, in low it's a bit more like a modulator. That seemed to be the secret, because I was randomly flicking switches really. As for which output you're supposed to be listening to, I have no clue. I was listening to all 3, and that seemed to mash that up. But again, Strolpabeats was doing its thing. I wonder now, thinking of it, if there's going to be enough variation in it that I'm going to be happy with. Am I happy just to let it run? How do I change it? How can I go quickly from one feel into a completely different feel? Can I do that? Am I going to need 2 things going on? Well, I don't know. It raises questions. Shoot it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It was definitely in pain at the end. What would happen if you sent it all through the endless? I don't know. Let's have a look. I mean, one thing I would like to try is to put the drums through endless. I think that would be an interesting thing to just try, rather than let's take that yeah, out of there, just to see what it picks up. Again, you might be able to find the manual and tell me all about it, because I don't know. I don't know if I hold that button whether more happens or not, if it takes longer, if that's something to do with the memory. You know, these things I don't know, because I honestly haven't looked. So how did I make this work? Through a bit of that. So that should be going through, that's going there, that's going into that. This is coming out of that, currently going into filter. That is going out into here. What do I do to that snare? So if I take something, sound, I have to say. I'm just going to split this so I can turn one off and the other one off. So what I want is to plug that into here. Take that. Where's that going? Oh no, I don't want to do that. Let's take that into there. Obviously, that would be the better choice. Yeah, more cables, please. So I want to take that out, put that into there. That's the out. Into the in, and this is coming from this. What am I doing? Does anybody know what I'm doing? This is now, that's completely wrong. So I want damn it, I want this output. Somebody help me. I want that into there, don't I? I want that. Now it's doing something silly. So I want the output to go through that, and I want the signal out to go into there. Yes, I do. So the input needs to be from here. makes no difference. But I have, but it has picked up kind of the hi-hats in the background. Can you hear that? I don't have a whole lot else going on. It's got this memory thing. Oh no, it's not. I've got something affecting the filter. That's what's giving me that rhythm. Ah, that might affect the memory. How small a bit it grabs. Very interesting, these are sort of industrial sounds. We'll make the memory bigger. It grabs a larger piece of something or other. Put this fade in, fade out up just to make it slightly nicer. Just for fun, I'm going to stick it back through the Night Rider. Time are we on? I've got a whole lot of time left. And what is that? Okay, that's doing that. So I need to bring it back over here. How am I going to do that? I'll take that. Bring that fella. Put that into there. Give me an output. So just a quick look at the Night Rider. Down here. Come on, you can do this. Oh, come on. So, see that right? So this is the Night Rider here. Night Rider, obviously, because of its this thing. So my understanding of it at the moment is that it's a 4-band frequency filtery thingy. So you've got a bunch of these, you can bring them all down. And then bring them all the way up. And I imagine there's lots of things you can do with them individually. Oh, heck! But I haven't done anything other, really, than just move it about like this. I think these are presets. It's quite interesting. I mean, it's beautiful to look at. And I've got a lot of slew on. If I take the slew off, it then leaps to various things. Ah, I see. So that's moving between these green lights here, look like presets. If I turn the slew on, it then moves between them. Brilliant. Yeah, interesting. I like that a lot. Cool. Have I left anything out at this point? There's anybody other comments in the chat about things? What would happen if I sent? Oh, I did that. It's not too. This is not too loud. Sorry, I get a bit close to my face at the moment. Yelping puppies, did all that. Glorious. Got a dash. See a solid BPM. Uno, says Ken. All right. Shall I try to finish with the Uno then? So, yeah, I mean, that's been fun. Let's put that up there. That might give me space. It might give me enough space for the thing. How am I going to hear it? That's a whole other question. Oh yeah, I've got to break the seal. Break the seal. Do I have a knife to hand? Am I going to open my other beer? No, I don't think I am. Where's my knife? Okay, what light are we on this one? Sure. So the Pro X. Oh, this is an unboxing. Oh, look. Gosh, it looks fantastic. Gosh, never seen anything quite so awesome. It's completely individually and unique. Feels kind of weighty. No, it doesn't really. Okay. Oh dear. Making a hash of that. Just trying to take the. I don't know that that must be a plastic cover. That must be. Oh, either that I've really scratched it and I didn't really mean to. Ah, no, here we go. Sorry for people who like this sort of thing. Good. Uno Synth Pro X. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's all right, isn't it? That's all right. That's all right. What have I got here? Do I have a power pack? I do. Make your own power supply. No, that didn't work. Come on. No time for all of this. That's good. Out of the way. What plug am I going to use? Anyone want to give up a plug? What's that? I don't know what to pull out, otherwise it might go horribly wrong. This one I think isn't anything, is it? No, let's just go into that. So it's turned off my Turia, that's alright. So, whack that in power, yeah. Whack that in there. I've got outputs there. I could just steal the outs from here. Note, it says note. Is that the wrong one? Ouch. Wobbler. There's something. Alright, weirdness. What's this all about then? Let's make it stop. Let's hit preset 1, synth flex. See, there seems to be steps. There must be a way to turn that into a, or maybe that. See, that's the keyboard. Oh, the keyboard's even worse than I thought. I thought this was the keyboard. No, it's only this. Well, that's terrible. So this is evidently the sequencer. Interesting. Load sound and load. See, it said here load sound and seq. So sound and sequencer, I don't have to load the sequence. I can load the sound or the separate one. I thought that said sound and C, and I thought that was some kind of theme, and that had me very. I wonder how you cure things. So where's shift to the second part of that? Shift. I killed it. So why doesn't that sound like sine waves? Sounds oh, broke it. Sounds all right. Stop. Thank you. Sounds all right, I thought. What do you think? Did you try the presets button? Yeah, no, I did. I thought. Ooh, like the Uno. Dippy-doo. It makes sound. Electric ducky. What? Very nice, yeah? Can you do a review on that 1303 with the CV and out that's standalone? What? What are you talking about? What's anyone talking about? Yeah, Ken, those effects are, I think that's probably what's making the synth as much as anything else. No, I'm giving birth to 2000s trance, I'll have you know. Yeah, Ken, the first one was was all right. I mean, it's a strange thing because let's go back to here, because it's, I mean, IK tend to make nice synthesizers. They have made nice synthesizers, and with this, they seem to continue to. I kind of got the feel that the keyboard version that they did wasn't perhaps the hit that they were after. I'm not entirely sure, because this seems to be a regressive step to go back to a keyboardless version and to give you this farty little keyboard. However, the sound is great. I mean, those effects, as you say, I bypassed them. I can stick those back in. They've certainly got a certain something very specific and good for synthesizers. Can I get it to go? I can get it to go paraphonic, but it sounds a bit odd. Because I imagine the oscillators are tuned differently. But hey, I've only gone to a couple of presets. I'm not going to spend a whole load of time here, because it's time to go to bed. But hey, it's an analog-esque analog. Is it analog? I expect. What's it saying about? Paraphonic dual filter analog synthesizer. So it's an analog synthesizer with presets. So you know that's no bad thing, which means you can get to some good, juicy, warm sounds. You've got a pair of filters that makes it interesting, certainly. So it's the sound, I think, that this is really leaning on, as it should, because the interface doesn't particularly thrill me. The little keyboard doesn't thrill me. A step sequencer might be interesting, but there's a whole load of stuff already in there. So I hope it's easy to clear and easy to... There's a clear button, and easy to... Oh, there we go, and easy to program. So if I just... Step one. If I hit record... Does that work? Nah. But if I press on number 1 and hit a note, number 2, hit a note, 3, do that. Then what? Last. So shift last that. Oh, go on! How do I tell it's only 4 notes long? Must be a way of doing that. 16. Direction. Come on. Bass line. What does that mean? I've got 4 notes. I'm on 16. I want that to be the last note. How do I do it? How do I do it? How do I do it? I just want 4 notes. That's all I want, mate. 4 notes. I've got a thing here which makes me think shift. Sequence length. 64. I can go down. There we go. 4 notes. Sorted. Cheers, Andrew. Yeah, well, I quite like it. I quite like it. It's quite nice. Quite like it. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to play. It's fun. It's engaging. I don't like how it looks particularly, but then, you know, I'm hard to please in that kind of thing. I think that's enough. I think that's enough for tonight. I think it's time to go to bed. So thank you for joining me. I hope that's been mildly interesting. We were able to play with a few things. Strolpabeats is quite a joy, I have to say. Endless still needs further investigation, which I'm going to do. Didn't get to play with the Poly SEQ particularly, but there's a new firmware coming out for that, so I might wait on that for now. But I did a good demo of that, of the build. At the end of the build, I did a decent demo to give you an idea of what that's about. The 3-body Korf, wow, flip, that's a thing. That was fun. Pianophonic, interesting, pricey maybe, we'll see. And the RYK Night Rider is absolutely thrilling. So yeah, that's a load of stuff. It's a load of stuff. I hope that was useful. Hope that was helpful. Coming up, Cheers, Ken. Coming up, I don't know what's coming up. So at the end of the month, there is Bristronica. I am going over to Bristol for the first time to go to Bristronica. That should be fun. Staying in a hotel in town. I'm there for the whole weekend with a bit of luck. I don't know. Maybe. So there should be some Friday night and Saturday night action in between the Bristronica thing. It's a lot. They pack an awful lot. I mean, it's going to be fascinating from my point of view, thinking about Synth East and what Synth East could be next year. Whether the enormity of it squeezed into one venue, whether that's going to be good or not, I don't know. Synth Fest I'm very familiar with, which is the weekend after, which I'm also going to. Should be fun. Oh, I wanted to say, actually, just to throw this out here, the plan is, because Synth Fest, Synth Fest October the 7th, is the actual 10-year anniversary of Molten Music Technology. It is that day, funnily enough. Now, I did talk to Sound and Sound about the possibility of doing a little thing, doing a skit or a performance or something, but there's just not the space. They've only got one space for performance this year, and that's in the main hall, the main seminar hall, and they've got that booked out with all sorts of stuff. I had hoped perhaps I could do a little skit in the bar, but apparently you're not allowed to. They've stopped performances in the bar, not Synthfest, but the venue has, and that's been a bit of a problem. So that's not going to be happening. However, so I thought that, hey, let's just have a meet and greet. I mean, you're very, very welcome to say hello at any time during Synthfest or Bristronica. Just come over and say hello. I'm quite happy for people to do that. But what I was going to say was that perhaps because it's the 10-year anniversary of Molten Music Technology, I will be in the bar at 4 o'clock is the plan. I'll confirm that. And we could just have a hooray. I mean, I'll have a coffee because I'll be driving later, but it could be just a point of having a meet and greet. We could all of us who are there just get together and go, hey, it's a thing. Maybe that might be nice. I don't know. It's just a thought anyway. So let's give that a go. If you're around in Norwich or Norfolk this week, then Thursday night I'm going to try to bring some of this rig to EMOM on Thursday. I've got quite a few things to achieve to make that happen, but I'm going to give it a go. And it's the sort of thing I need. I need to challenge myself into the idea of doing that, and then it's perhaps more likely. And if I can then do that, I will try to do some fascinating stuff outside, out and about on the bike, which means I've got to think about getting a battery. I've always intended to do a video on getting a battery to make yourself portable with your modular. And the thinking about it has kind of held me up. It's that thing where you want to make a video on it, and that means you want to do it right, and that means you never actually do it because you're too scared of getting it wrong, or you just never find the time to sit down and then try to talk to camera about it before going off and doing the thing. So I might just go and do the thing, buy a power bank and see if I can just make it work, and then do a video about it afterwards. Maybe that's the plan. I don't know. So yeah, that. So what do I have coming up this month? Well, as I say, I will do a video on the Night Rider. I'll do a video on the Endless, because those two I do have to do written reviews for. Definitely. I've only got the Stolpa for a little while. It's on loan to me. I should probably do a video on the Synth Pro X, and I am slightly encouraged now, having had a bit of a play with it, to think, oh yeah, actually, there's some good stuff in here, evidently. The Trinity I'm really inspired by. That's good. Maybe I will do a video on it after all. I've still got crazy things like the Nautilus, the ASQ1, lots and lots of modules. And I haven't spoken about the Synth Library, but maybe I'll leave that till next month. Maybe that's going to be going to launch that when we hit those 10 years. Maybe that's the plan for that. We shall see. Anyway, ramble. Thanks ever so much for coming by and having a look and joining me this evening. I'm sorry I haven't been so directly chatty as I have been in previous times, but I thought it would be fun to play with some gear. So that's what we did. So I will leave you there. Thanks ever so much. Take care of yourselves. Let's see if I can find my outro. And go and make some tunes and stuff. Cheers.